You guys probably heard about this. China is now denying, well, they're kind of backtracking, but denying that there have been Chinese soldiers fighting for Russia in Ukraine. And there's a reason they have to do that. China's been trying to broker this, like, we're going to solve this conflict. We're never involved in international conflicts. We have nothing to do with anything. Our people would never join an international conflict, right? The thing is, what just happened was Ukraine has found 155, well, like actually identified 155 Chinese soldiers fighting for the Russian army that they've captured. But they suspect there's a lot more, right? Now China is in a kerfuffle right now because like we didn't take sides in that. What are you talking about? We don't have anything to do with that, right? So they're putting out these things. They're actually kind of making it illegal to make irresponsible remarks. You can't say that like there are Chinese soldiers in fighting for Russia.
I'll give you a little bit of an insight here because when the story broke, when they released footage of these two Chinese nationalists that they captured. Nationalists, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're nationalists.
I guess.
And they are nationals too.
Sure.
They're both, okay? These two, you're right though, two Chinese nationals. They showed their passports. Okay, with their pictures, their actual Chinese passports. They interviewed them. They're speaking Chinese, and when I shared it, I still have people saying those are fake Chinese. They're North Koreans
or Russians.
They're Russians. They're Russians that just look Chinese because you can get some Asian-looking Russians. You know, the amount of copium that was being spread, it's insane.
Well, it was clearly a campaign.
They were trying hard to deny this.
Let's see what the foreign ministry said themselves.
Yes. Okay. Let's take a look.
中方正在向乌方核
let me get us out so you can read that.
核实有关的情况。需要强调的是，中国政府始终要求本国公民远离武装冲突区域，避免以任何形式卷入武装冲突，尤其应避免参加任何一方的军事行动。这种说法毫无根据。 中方在乌克兰危机问题上的立场是清晰的、明确的，得到国际社会的广泛认可。乌方应正确看待中方为政治解决乌克兰危机问题所做的努力和发挥的建设性作用。
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So first the copium was they're not actually Chinese, and this is a big false flag. Well, then Ukraine goes, all right, let's interview these guys.
Let's interview them. Okay.
This is the first bit.
我叫张仁波，来自中国江西。我现在在乌克兰被俘虏。
Just to confirm, he is speaking Chinese natively.
Speaking perfect Mandarin and with a slight Jiangxi accent.
And we can recognize that. So there's no denying that this guy's Chinese. You can't try to pretend that he's a Chinese-looking Russian or someone else. He had his passport for crying out loud.
They show it.
Yeah.
But
Мене звати Джан Рембо. Я громадянин Китаю з провінції Цзянсі. Зараз я перебуваю в полоні в Україні. Чи брали ви участь в безпосередньо бойових діях проти військових ЗСУ?
这是我第一次出任务，也是当时就是我第一次经历战斗。我没有，我自始至终都没有开过一个枪。
It's interesting. I mean, this guy, he's just said that it's the first time he's fired a gun. It's the first time he's been in any kind of combat. Just doesn't know what on earth he's doing, but suddenly he's in the middle of this conflict.
You'll see why.
Yeah, we're going to show you why. That's the important part is we uncovered some things which you won't see elsewhere. You may have seen this interview before, but you won't have seen what we've uncovered.
Бойове завдання. До цього я не брав участь у бойових завданнях, і до того, як я потрапив туди, я ніколи не тримав зброю в руках.
我叫王广军。
Ван Гуандзюн. Мене звати Ван Гуандзюн. Я громадянин Китаю. Яка шанда?
中国河南省。
Чжэнчжоу. Я з провінції Ханань, місто Чжэнчжоу, мені 34 роки, і я зараз знаходжусь в Україні в полоні. В якому складі ви здалося?
我就傻傻的待在那里，然后我感觉我已经要死窒息了，然后乌克兰的战士已经跑出去，他又下来拉着我的领子，把我给拽了上去，但是在拽的过程当中我已经昏迷了。
Вже коли він здався в
This guy
полон,
is very
росіяни
Huna.
скинули
He's
very
в
absolutely
них,
Huna.
якусь вибухівку з газами. Він знаходився всередині укриття, надихався цим газом. Він думав, що він вже загине, але український військовий прибіг, витягнув його за шкірки назовні, і вже після того він втратив свідомість.
So China is freaking out about this. And I'm going to take you inside their internet from the stuff that I guess they forgot to hide.
Yeah.
Because they're claiming that there is no recruitment for Chinese people. There's no recruitment for Chinese people to join the war effort in Russia.
Yeah, then they tell the Chinese people they shouldn't be involved. They should stay away from armed conflicts, that type of thing.
Here's the deal. It doesn't matter where you stand on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. It literally doesn't matter. What matters is China doing what it says versus what it secretly does in the background. And the problem with this is that if you allow something on the Chinese internet, it means it's allowed to be there.
It means you endorse it.
The government gets rid of anything that's against what they're supposed to be doing.
That's something people have to realize, is that the censorship of the Chinese internet is the most sophisticated censorship of any internet, anything in the entire world. They can, in an instant, get rid of keywords, get rid of topics, get rid of channels, shut down entire social media. It doesn't matter. If you literally type down with Xi Jinping, you're going to get a knock on your door.
Within minutes.
Within minutes. All of your social media will be instantly disappeared.
Yes.
And if you are talking about a subject that they don't like, it gets completely removed. So, for instance, recruitment videos to join the Russian army are being allowed, as we can see here, on the Chinese internet.
In fact, a ton of them. So they're denying this at an official level and just play it.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you once more that if the Chinese government was against this, it would not be allowed.
It wouldn't have
It's
been
not allowed. It's not allowed on the Chinese internet. If you try to type in like Russian recruitment or Russian army or anything, it'd be blocked.
They would block the keywords if they were so concerned about that, if they wanted to follow the rules.
So these are just some of the examples of the recruitment videos that are out there.
They're everywhere. And you could say, oh, maybe they're just like a little window into Russia. Maybe they just want to know what recruitment looks like in Russia, right? Well, that's just not true, because there are so many examples of this. We can prove to you that these are recruitment videos to get people to join. And we'll show you some proof here.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you some evidence here that it's prolific. It's all across Chinese video media.
Yes.
Right? It's literally everywhere. It's so funny to be able to go to the internet, like the foreign ministry, to go like this. This doesn't exist. And meanwhile we go, this exists.
Yes.
Right?
Who do you believe?
Can you scroll forward? We don't need to keep seeing this. I do want to show you some actual.
I just want to show you the scope.
Sure, okay. That's a good point.
It's good to show the scope. I mean, this is it's good to know.
That's true. You make a good point.
I'll fast forward it a bit,
But here, okay, so it's one thing to show, this is what the Russian army looks like, but then they translate these recruitment videos.
Yeah, why
into
would
Chinese.
why would they be translated with Chinese subtitles?
So that's what got me started thinking. I was like, there's going to be some overt stuff that actually is trying to recruit people, right?
Yes.
So they have all these these are from the Russian military recruitment videos.
兄弟们，现在身后呢就是俄罗斯现在每条街道上都有的这个征兵广告，我手上呢也有一份，上面写了 Nastoyasia Muskaya Laboda， 真正男人的工作。我们看一下他现在有什么福利待遇，一次性呢会给你69万5千卢布的补助。
How much is that in RMB, do you think?
He says. This is a Chinese guy in Russia,
Oh, okay.
Speaking Chinese, just so people know.
Okay, yeah. So he's in Russia. He's speaking Chinese. He's
Looking at recruitment.
Looking at the recruitment, translating to Chinese people. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you get $6,800 when you join up. That's pretty good, actually.
You think you get that?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
let's separate.
No,
This is
I
about
can
China's
understand
deal.
why you'd
Sure.
get these random dudes turning up
From
that have never
Henan.
held a gun before.
From Henan.
So they see this,
Yeah.
right?
一部分呢是中央给的，一部分呢是当地的政府给的。之后每个月呢会有这个20万4千的每个月的工资，相当于人民币的1万多块钱。那么如果一个男人当兵之后呢，他可以享受提前退休，包括买房呢也会有50%的贷
covers
款。
your early retirement.
Early
I
retirement,
just
yeah.
accidentally forgot to do the subtitle there.
Yeah, 50% house purchase. So they're saying you earn $1,400 a month, which, by the way, is a large salary for China.
That's why it says you want RMB. Yeah, right. So in China, 10,000 RMB is like a great salary.
Yeah.
More than the average person.
Yeah, it's more than the average. I know that doctors, for instance, earn they earn more than that, but not that much more. It'll be closer to $2,000 for a doctor. So I mean, you're earning a very high level salary then.
有些，
Okay, and
那
you
这
get
里也
a
有一些在别的岛地区坐公共交通会有优惠，还有
ooh, you get discounts on public transport in St. Petersburg. I can't wait. Yes, that's what I want.
Anyway, let's focus
每
on
年
what
的
the
一
real
个
problem is here.
免费旅游
Free trip, baby.
这个后面
Yes,
的都是
it
报名地址。如果是你的话，你会去参加吗？
如果是你的话，
你会参加吗?
yeah.
So he literally says all of the details to sign up are on the back of this.
Yeah.
And who knows what's in the other videos, like the media, there could be screenshots of it. So that got me even more thinking. I was like, now this is getting dangerously close. First, there's plausible deniability in the beginning to be like, oh, I'm just interested to see what recruitment ads are like in Russian. Then I'm like, wait, why are they translating them? Now there's a guy standing under a recruitment sign in Russia,
yes.
translating a brochure of all the benefits you get, and then asking them after saying, this is where you contact
What
everybody.
would you decide?
If you were in this position, what would you do?
Yeah, what would you do? Would you do this? Yeah.
So I started thinking, I'm like, there's got to be more overt stuff than this, because this is like a tease. It keeps
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
worse, right?
Okay.
Continue.
All right, let's see.
So there's videos at the wazoo of all this stuff. People have a big either people have a massive fascination, or this stuff's being
The fascination
promoted.
with recruitment.
Yeah.
What's with this?
So then I look at this, and
Okay.
I go, I blocked out the QR code, so we don't do
Yeah.
any recruitment here, but pause this.
Okay.
This is a recruitment ad on a Russian street. All over Russian street, there are recruitment ads with clear price tags, okay? And you're like, Then it says, foreigners can also join up. If you want to enlist, just call. There's always a need for new recruits. It's active recruitment for the
Yes.
Russian military on
Absolutely.
the Chinese internet.
Yeah, look at that.
Put out by Chinese people. So there was a concerted effort. In fact, I found tons of these.
Lots of these, yeah.
They're still up. They're still up as of right now.
Okay.
I got these yesterday, I believe. Look at this. It's just over and over again. There's QR codes, there's sign-ups. This is how you sign up. This is how you participate. This
Yeah.
is what you get, right?
Yeah, one-time
this.
payment, and whatever. Yeah.
Tells you how much you get, what it's for, and then it got even worse, right?
Okay.
There's active recruitment posters, and they translate like line by line what you get
Yeah.
with the money, and then a guy showing, this is my passport, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's
You should
this
do it
weird
too.
pixelated mess
Yes, that's
is
his
passport we saw.
That
yeah.
was not obscure.
He's like, this, I can do it. I'm Chinese. Here's my passport. I'm in Russia. I did it. You can do it
There
too.
was lots of these.
Yes.
Right. So it went from, plausible deniability to, no, this is active recruitment for the Russian military
Yeah.
in China, right?
Correct.
Now, what the involvement of the Chinese government is in this, at least at the very minimum,
He's endorsing it by not censoring
by
it.
not censoring it.
Because
okay?
they
'Cause it breaks
censor
the rules, right?
everything. They censor everything that they don't want and they don't like.
Yes.
If it's allowed, it means that they are okay with it.
Yes. So again, it doesn't matter how you feel about this conflict. You can even be Ukrainian or Russian watching this, has nothing to do with that. What this matters is China breaking its own rules of what it says it does or doesn't do.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's completely different. And like we said, China is this outward-facing sheep, and within its borders is the CCP is a massive wolf.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's just how it is. So again, if you can't look at this is even worse, isn't it? Can you read that?
If you can't handle the pressure of life, you absolutely must be able to withstand the recoil of an AK-47.
I mean, these are just active recruitment for just getting Chinese people to join.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
When you got people on the ground in Russia doing it too, like Chinese people, there's got to be some sort of level of cooperation.
Yes.
There, right.
Correct.
And again, the fact that this is still up is shocking to me. That they're trying to claim that there are no real numbers of Chinese people doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fact that they're saying,
outta here.
no, we tell Chinese people to stay away from armed conflict, but then we allow Russian recruitment videos to be translated and disseminated all over the Chinese
All over
internet.
Chinese internet. And then
Yes.
people showing their documents proving they're going to do
Yes, and proving that they're there.
It's like even it goes both ways too. If you show this, this is a pro CCP PLA ad shown in Russia.
Yes.
And what they've done is retranslate it back into Chinese to show, look at our cooperation, right?
Yes.
So there's all this deniability of like Russia and China cooperating on any sort of official level.
Yeah.
And then you have things like those Russia friendship shops popping up all over China where they're trying to fund the war
Yes,
with
to
getting
fund
Chinese
the
people
war, yeah.
to buy things. So again, there's reality and there's what's hidden, right? And that's a big problem, I
Correct.
think. Like whether you want to talk about this conflict or anything else, you have to look at China not at face value. You have to look a little bit behind the scenes and figure out what its true ambitions are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been backing Russia from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a different issue than anything. Just look at China, say, what's behind the curtain there?
Yeah.
You know?
And there it is.
Yes.
You can see proof that active recruitment, videos are going around on the Chinese internet.
Yeah,
Fully
and then
translated.
denying it on an international level.
Yes.
I remember you. You lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember.
Who goes in here with hairy, long, bushy animals, sees a whole ass bird that you'd see on a power line, and goes, "How much for that one, please?"
I want the bird, feathers and all.
Garbage juice and bleach and fish. You've never put something so big in your mouth that you're
No, I haven't.
My claim was that I actually saw the Easter Bunny.
It was somewhat misrepresented because I think the whole world thought that Chinese people just eat bat soup.
And they don't.
But they do.
If you had to pick one person you'd screw over to save yourself, who's catching that bus and why?